Hi, I'm Joel Naoum, and I'm the Trade Nonfiction Category Manager here at Booktopia. I'm here to tell you about biographies, autobiographies, history, science, and society and culture books. This has been a bumper year for those types of books, with some absolutely massive books hitting the shelves, as well as some smaller but no less perfectly formed books that have just been wonderful to read. My first pick, and to some extent my overall pick of the year, is Phosphorescence by Julia Baird. This book came out just as the pandemic was getting serious here in Australia, and although it was written long before that, it's such a timely and important book for 2020. This book is part memoir, part popular science, and part personal development. The title refers in part to phosphorescent marine animals and how the author became somewhat obsessed with seeking them out. As a metaphor, you couldn't get more 2020. You can't really hope for a silver lining, but you can hope for a little bit of light in the darkness, something that might strike you with awe and help you get through the dark times. Just in case you think this book is about an obsessive marine biologist, I should point out that it's not only beautifully written, but it's also really informative, breaking down into surprisingly practical chapters on how the world around us makes us feel small, and how making us feel small can make us happier, kinder, and more fulfilled. A Promised Land is my second pick, by Barack Obama, his first volume in his presidential memoirs. Back in 2017, Barack Obama and Michelle Obama sold a book each to Penguin Random House for $65 million. Which I believe was a record at the time. Michelle Obama released her book Becoming in 2018, which was a blockbuster and has sold 14 million copies. It seemed like we might be waiting a while to hear from Barack Obama, but a little earlier this year, Penguin Random House surprised us with the announcement that this book was coming. It's only the first volume, but as Barack himself has said, throwing shade on his wife, he actually wrote all of the words himself. And Barack Obama can really write. And in this book, he's done it again, dissecting and explaining his first term in office and how he came to be there with honesty and insight. The Golden Maze is my next pick. It's a history book, probably my history pick of the year. Richard Feidler, the author, has now written a few books on particular places and their histories, which combine personal anecdotes of travel with deep histories of a place. The Golden Maze is about Prague, which sits at the centre of Europe, both physically and also metaphorically. And Richard Feidler uses that centrality to tell a story that goes beyond Prague and draws in components from all of Europe and the West. It's a fantastic read and well worth a look if you haven't come across it yet. My small memoir pick is 14 by Shannon Malloy. This is Shannon's story of growing up in a small coastal town in Queensland as a closeted gay kid. It's heartbreaking at times and also beautiful, and holds up a bit of a mirror to our society, where it really reminds us that while society has progressed a lot, that progression has not been evenly distributed. So I can't recommend this highly enough. My Tit and My Sister by Marley Silver is a fantastic read that shares the experiences of First Nations women and girls. By turns heartwarming and tragic, it tells first-hand accounts of Indigenous women in Australia and asks a lot of important questions and invites you to just listen to a group that isn't often listened to. It's also a beautiful book, physically, so it's well worth a look. My final pick is Humankind by Rutger Bregman. This is a sort of social history that interrogates and reframes historical events through the lens of humanity as a fundamentally altruistic species. It questions the idea of fundamental selfishness that underpins much of Western thought, and it's both thought-provoking and fascinating. Thanks for listening, and I hope if you haven't come across some of these books, you give them a go and you enjoy them. Tell us about your own top picks at Booktopia, and as always, don't stop reading.